Hey everyone, it's summertime, it's time for salads. You're barbecuing, you're going to people's houses, you're going to want to make these. I've got 3 yummy salads: cucumber, tomato, and onion, a great roasted corn salad, and of course the last is tuna macaroni. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to need is some cucumbers for our first salad. 1 English cucumber should do. I like to chop them up into halves so that they're bite size. Chop them up however you'd like. And if you want to peel them, go ahead and peel them. And that's the first ingredient into our salad. Not difficult at all. And we'll put that aside. Next up, our tomatoes. Now I've got grape tomatoes here. If you want to go get full-size tomatoes and chop them up small, you're more than welcome. And that's 1 pint. That's going to go in with our cucumbers. Looking good already and not very difficult. It's not eating up the kitchen. Last ingredient is an onion. I got a medium onion, cut it in half, and we're only going to use a half, I think. You don't want too much onion. You could use a red onion if you want. I've chopped this up fairly thin, and I don't even use the whole half. I've got it chopped up thin into rings, and we're going to kind of split them apart and put them in with our cucumbers and tomatoes. Just like that. Looks good already, but now we need a little dressing to go with that. How about we mix this up first? Now I grabbed my mixing container, realized I needed to measure the sugar, which is about 1/4 to 1/3 of a cup. So I'm just going to kind of make everything out of the 1 cup. Now I could have mixed everything together. I didn't do that. So we just kind of sprinkled the sugar on top. It looks like a lot, but you know what? By the time it's done, it's really not bad. Right there is about 1/3 of a cup of apple cider vinegar and 1/3 of a cup of oil. A little bit of pepper on top, about a teaspoon worth, to your taste. We'll mix the vinegar and oil up and carefully pour it on top. Looking good so far, and this is your basic salad. All we got to do now is mix it all together so that vinegar, oil, and sugar all mixes together with the cucumbers, onions, and tomatoes. Give it a taste. Tastes good. Into the fridge it goes for 2-3 hours. Next up is corn. So it's a little out of season, so the ears are a little small. Corn on the cob, it's going to go on the barbecue with a little bit of oil on it. When it's done being grilled, it should look something like that. Now we got to get the corn off the cobs. That's the fun part. I don't really do this often, but it's never as bad as I thought. As long as you got a decent enough bowl, and I've seen different tricks to do it. Just don't slice your fingers off. Be careful when you do it because it's going to slide. Something always does. So just be very careful when you're slicing all the kernels off. Now it's got a different smell when you've grilled the corn on the cob than when you just boil it in the pot. Not that it's a bad one, it's actually just different. And while I was making this, I was kind of wondering how this is all going to come together. Is it going to be something I'm going to like? And spoiler alert, this is one hell of a great salad. So simple to make and yummy when you're finally done. So our corn's done. Next up, we need some tomatoes. And just like our first salad, this one's about 1/2 a container. So when you go in the fridge and this is all you got to work with, you make do. I might have put more tomatoes in, but this is all I had. And this is what we're chopping up. And that's what we ended up with. Pink. And a little bit of green onions. That's 2 green onions I chopped up. So back to our corn. In go the tomatoes. Yummo. Nice yellow and red combo. And now we're going to throw our green onions in. It looks nice and colorful at this point. And we'll mix this all together. So that looks good right there. And to that, that is 1 teaspoon of parsley. And if you got a teaspoon of basil, throw that in too. And we're going to mix that all around. Looking good. Now this is 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We also needed some feta. You can see how much I put in there. It really wasn't that much. And a little bit of salt and pepper. Actually, that container of feta, that was maybe not even a quarter. It really wasn't much. And there's just enough feta cheese in there so it doesn't overpower. And of course, I threw in the teaspoon of basil. And that's our salad. Into the fridge. That one goes till we're ready for it. Our third salad is tuna macaroni salad. A summertime classic, I think. So we've got 2 cans of tuna, and we're going to have to open them and drain them. Now, just as a side note, this recipe calls for, I got to save that juice for the damn cat. The recipe calls for a can of frozen peas, or like a half a cup or so. I didn't put that in because my kids said, no, we don't want it. So I didn't do it. Now, of course, we need some macaroni. I decided to use the small shell noodles. It'll be about just shy of 2 cups, I think, by the time I'm done here. I'm going to put it on to boil, and then we'll get everything else ready. Onions. So about a half an onion. And I took the smaller half, and we're going to chop that up as small as you like. I don't like huge chunks, as you know. So I try to cut them into close to mince, but not quite that bad. And there you go. That's our onions, ready to go in our salad. We'll put it in a container until we're ready for it. And put it aside. Next up is our celery. 1 good stalk of celery. We're actually going to do 2. Chopped up however you want it. You know, I've had tuna salad with big chunks. I just made them small because that's what I wanted to do. And we're going to put that aside till we're ready for it. Our noodles are done. Pour them into our strainer in the sink. I'm going to run some cold water under them because this is going to end up in the fridge just like the other 2. So there's our noodles. Sorry about the video quality. I didn't realize you could only see half of them at this point. In go the tuna, in go the celery and onions. We give it a mix. Oh, look, you can almost see it now. Alright, that looks done. So on to the next step, mayo. Now the recipe says a full cup of mayo. I don't think I quite put that much in. 1/2 to 3/4 anyway, and I guess it's to taste, right? You could use salad dressing. Next up is about a 1/4 cup of sweet relish. I tried to spread it around. A little salt, a little pepper, about a teaspoon each. And let's mix all that together. That looks good. The last ingredient, of course, is cheese. This is an optional move. I thought it gave it a little bit of flavor. So you're going to want to put in, that's about 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup of your choice of cheese. Mix it around. And that's your salad. Into the fridge that goes. Well, each of those you want to keep them in the fridge about 3 hours. There's our cucumber, tomato, onion. Next up, my new fave, roasted corn salad with feta cheese. And lastly, we just finished our tuna macaroni salad. Excellent for the summer. excellent salads. Well, that was yummy, and I hope you'll try this recipe. If you do, leave me a comment below. Give me a thumbs up. I'd sure appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.